...2019 have been a very, very busy one for we in abroad and Nigeria as a whole. Just to speak on things that we probably fail to understand this 2019. A lot of good things are happening in Nigeria. Those things does not reflect what is actually happening inside Nigeria. Nigerian government have lost so much money, and that is something they don't even have a way to evaluate and make the necessary suggestions so that those kind of a thing they will benefit from similar thing next year 2020. This year we saw three great Nigerians, represent their country of citizenship or their country of birth. And some of them we celebrate them, some of them we clap for them. But is that the actual thing? You have to understand what is the actual um, problem, and we have to understand why did these people choose to represent other countries than Nigeria. We claim that some of them are Nigerian born, we claim that some of them are Nigerian, but the reality is that they are not Nigerians. The passport they travel with is not a Nigerian passport. That means they are not Nigerians. They just, out of respect somehow, live to the spirit of Nigeria. So you may ask, what am I saying? I'm just talking about somebody like Israel, Israel Adesanya, who is lightweight champion of the UFC. Israel have been a young man on rise for quite some time. Israel, he put something on his chest which says native, according to him, he says he's a broken native, just to align himself from the procedures or process he took before he get to New Zealand. So Israel still, have the time, like last bet. He said that his last bet is mainly for Nigerian. He wanted to see how you can promote the country. We give him credit for that, for thinking of Nigeria. He left Nigeria when he was a boy. He came to Nigeria. Most places that they allowed, they took him as like a Jegbule, Donjong area. He didn't promote the structures of Nigeria. He didn't promote sports in Nigeria. Nothing much. They left all those things for him. He's an athlete. It meant for sports minister to organize similar thing like that for him, so that when he come back home, they will use the opportunity to boost Nigerian economy. That takes me again to someone like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is a British born and a British boxer born by Nigerian parents. So although he claimed, though when some, he remember his heritage, he also promote Nigeria. But yet again, after he lost his fight, many Nigerians bullied him and said some sort of things that he's not welcome into this boxer. So his last fight, he decided to just not to think about anything to do with Nigeria. He just go by British that he is, and he won. He won. We Nigeria also we charged him. We charged him from corner and say that we want him to win. We want him to be there. Luckily, he win. We are so happy. Also, Anthony Joshua came to Nigeria. When Anthony Joshua came to Nigeria, what we did in Nigeria is that we took him around by flying boats. Nothing so special. These people are people that control millions in viewer all over the world. When they came into your country, your work is to use them to market whatever you guys have in the country. Structure, museum, tourist attraction, and sports. And that sports that he knows about, you guys can take him to a place that you guys maybe wanted to establish new or have children that are coming up in that boxing area. You guys bring him there. He will use his position to promote that. When he go back there, people are always watching where they go. They want to know what they do. So when they are there, in fact, we get airtime, free airtime to the world, because it's very hard for Africans to make international TV. It's hard for me to see an African program in Australian ABC, which ABC 24, which is their national TV. The only time we see things like that is that maybe when there's so much bloodshed by Boko Haram, then that's when we hear something like maybe some election, like presidential election. Sometimes they just flash it. That's all. But when these boxers, they have British passport, they are born in Britain, they will televise them somehow. Then they will talk about them. From there, we can listen a bit. They will put that Nigeria inside. That would be a popularity for the Nigerian country. Again, we have the one that just won recently, Usman Kamal. Usman, you see also UFC champion. Yeah, just won another bet. So could you imagine? Three Nigerians are holding one of the most precious bets in the world. This is a big thing. Unfortunately, they are not Nigerians. They are not using Nigerian passport. Usman is American citizen. Anthony Joshua is a British citizen. Um, Idris Adesanya is New Zealand citizen. None of them have Nigerian citizen. Could you imagine? But they are Nigerian born. So Nigerian government does not aim anything from their fight. We just aim that we cheer them up. These guys bring millions of dollar tax to New Zealand. Idris Adesanya bring millions of $1,000 tax to New Zealand. Anthony Joshua bring millions of $1,000 tax to British. Usman brings millions of $1,000 tax to America. They're not trying them. They want them there because of their sports fame. You see what they're doing there. Nigeria lost out. We just say Nigerian. They are not Nigerian. We don't benefit them. No airtime from Nigeria. We didn't even have any art going on when they are fighting. These guys, they do us favor by showing, like Usman Kamala, giving credit, and Israel Adesanya. Anthony Joshua sometimes too, they do, they bring Nigerian green, white, green flag and show it up there. Is that all you wanted? You want a place that something that can help you to grow your economy, something that can help you put you, among the world. These guys, they are best in the world. Nigeria supposed to be the best in the world. They are number one, not number two. We're supposed to be there. If American sports, they are there, the country is rented together with them. So what I'm saying is Nigerian government to speak to the sports minister. They have to go back to the grassroots, structure the environment, structure things. Guns are days that they goes to primary school. They set up some good sports. They pick primary school children that are good in various sports. Some of them are given scholarships, to train them. Some of them have mentor. They grow up. Some when we have people like Atende Musa, we have people like Kiliwi Wachuku, we have people, some great people. Even football is declining in Nigeria. We have to go back to sports and begin to pick these children. We take them out of straight, and where we pick them, we make sure they have education. Because outside sports, you still need education to live. Sports may only take maybe 30 years, 35 years, you are done. Then you begin to think of something to do. So that what makes sometimes we find our sportsmen and women after they retire, their money is gone because they don't have education. I give you a secret. Here in Australia, most of the sports guys in these days, they try to make them to have education behind. Why they are playing sports or whatever sports they are playing, they try them to study online. So some of them may come out and be a broadcaster, news broadcaster. Some of them may come out and be a doctor, engineer. They may have their friend because they already have the money to establish. This is something that the Nigerian government have to look onto. You have to look and start building structure that will enable these boys to compete in international level. Give them that structure, basic structure. They don't ask too much. Make sure they have coaches that will coach them how to play. Make sure those coaches that they are supported somehow, either by volunteer. Put fund that the coaches may have because they have family too, and monitor the coaches so that they don't take advantage of the people that came to practice or to learn from them. This is how UK, this is how America, this is how Australia and New Zealand were able to grow these young Nigerians and make them today a world champion. Could you imagine if Nigerian government is investing in Nigerian sports? How much would they be making? What is what they call it, crude oil and all this? If the crude oil is bringing little, and these guys, could you imagine Anthony Joshua, Idris Adesanya, and Usman Kamal? These guys, they have pumped no less than $50 to $60 million in economy, in Nigerian economy alone. If they have there, how much did NFL spend per year? This is something we have to ask. You know, forget, just give these people basic training, give them the professional training they need. They will be, in years to come, you will reap what you sow. We shouldn't just always try to sneak in because UK have brushed these boys up and give them the structure to become a world leader. Nigeria will want to go and raise our flag. Our embassy wants to send his, congratulation letter. What are you sending that for? For what? Is that in Nigeria? It's not in Nigeria. He's just there flying the flag. There's no benefit. Even Anthony Joshua has a problem today. They are not going to call Nigeria. They are only calling British embassy. Same with Israel Adesanya. If he has a problem, they are not even. Nobody knows about Nigeria. They are only calling the New Zealand embassy. If Osman Kamal had a problem, they only have to call American embassy. This was a needed structure of the government to work on the country and make things better for people. Because when they become exposed people, they need to have access to travel. Which means the government of Nigeria have to make corruption, make things to be balanced, so that people can be able to get a visa to travel to various countries. They can compete and get paid, and make sure when they are going there, their hotels are being paid. They have the proper trainers and the proper psychologists. These days, it's not all about sports. I tell you, talent can only take you there. Why? Good management take you there. It expands you so much like that. Good management expands you. If you're talented, it only take you here. Like, when you have good management, it expand you. If you're talented, you are just like that. But if somebody who is not talented have good management, he comes here. He comes like this. You see the difference. He's not talented, but he has a good management. He's like that. But when you are talented, you are like this. Then you have good management. You are open. You are just everything. You just shine. Nigeria have to understand the difference between talent and playing and just calling coach. Football is not about coaches only. You have to get sports science scientists, sports science psychology, sports science counselor. Then you have to get conditioners. These people tells you how many minutes you lost, the way you take off, your ball control, your ball psyche, your skills, how you can make effective of your skill. They actually analyze your muscle. They actually analyze each and every opponent you play with. This is what makes these people great. Anthony Joshua is here. Nigeria is completely. Nigeria cannot handle Anthony Joshua for a day because we only give him coach. No, it goes beyond coach. It goes beyond clapping. They have people that actually analyze each player's muscle, check their biceps, see how their movement, see how fast they are, and they try to compare you with your own athlete and tell him that, listen, if you go toe to toe with this guy, he's more stronger than you. Look at what each of his speed weighs and look at what you weigh, so he can easily knock you off. You better go this way. This is something that Nigerians begin to take. Nigerians have talented players playing in Europe, like in soccer. People cannot have a good team to face the world because we don't think. We need to start thinking of all these things. Government need to lay the grassroots to make sports work. So as we celebrate 2019 ending, I want this information to get around here that we should get up and begin to speak about sports, how to help people, how to make people grow. I coach little kids. I coach little kids in soccer. I can see how they are established. In fact, it makes my work easy because some of the things that you need to think about is already been there for you to make them work. So I just hope that we can begin to think and begin to help these people go to schools. There's some kids that can play, but their parents don't have the money to sponsor them. Give them scholarship, bring them into the game. Maybe they may not be doctors, maybe through sports they will find their future, or maybe through sports when they get the money they will come back to that education they have. We have to think and be able to help these people. I know we should not be charting this Anthony Joshua. We should not be charting Idris Adesanya. We should not be charting Usman Kamal. We should produce them in Nigeria so that our embassy will have the final signature in their fight. In that way, we have the tax. Nigeria benefit from the tax and sponsor. And Nigeria can, have sponsors from the Nigerian companies that want to sponsor this player, so that their company should be played in international. That's a big market. So this is something that we have to consider. That's why I say 2019 have been a very productive to Nigerians outside, but the Nigerians inside does not reap this benefit. We want them to reap. We want those inside to reap the benefits of these people. Anthony Joshua, we wish these people good luck. We wish Israel Adesanya good luck. We wish Usman Kamal, we wish him good luck. It was a good fight to see great men, they fight, fight hard. Even though they lose, they win. I'll still chat them up. They did a great job. And I'm saying that I'm saying also to the sports minister of Nigeria, please get your act together and do the right thing. You guys, how much do you make in bribe? When you think of how much these guys earn and things have been established, in fact, you make more money from there because you will have a genuine contract, a contract that covers all these things that you are thinking of bribe. It will be established for you to have movement, have, access to a lot of things if things can be worked properly for sports people.